Chances are, if you have seen a lot of sci-fi movies or have read a few comics, you have probably encountered the concept of time travel. Time travel has fascinated modern storytellers due to the possibilities it opens up for a unique twist on the narrative. Over the years, it has also become a mechanic used in game design with plenty of success. A character or group of characters traveling through space-time to vanquish evil has a certain appeal to it, especially when the consequences of their actions are explored thoroughly. One of the most beloved video games of the 90s is Chrono Trigger, a game that explores the effects of time travel in depth. That being said, I don't like time travel, or at least typically not in TV shows or movies. I say this because time travel almost always forces me to raise a critical eyebrow and restart my disbelief. It is not that the concept of time travel is too outlandish for me, but rather the execution is very often flawed. In order for time travel to work, the writers must define exactly how time traveling functions in their literature's universe. Maybe you can only travel back once, maybe you create a different timeline when you do, or maybe you just change the timeline you are in. Establishing rules makes sense, and that is expected of writing that involves the supernatural. When those rules are inconsistently followed, that's when things start to break down. That is also when the audience starts to throw out the how come and why didn't questions. How come Johnny kept the memories of the old timeline when it was established that even his own history was rewritten, and stuff like that. It may get to the point where the viewer is too focused on whether or not the rules are working properly to actually enjoy the narrative unfolding before them. For games, this is rarely a problem. Games typically are consistent in their rules. You can't jump on spikes, hold A to run faster, and collecting hearts heals you. In a game like The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask for the Nintendo 64, the game quickly establishes how time travel works, and it becomes another in the list of interwoven mechanics that make up the fabric of the gameplay. For example, at no point does playing the Song of Time, the instigator for time travel, stop working or yield different results in the game. In a TV show, such as the CW's Flash, the writers try to make their time travel work out. However, they introduce new rules, and proper time travel can create Death Reapers that chase you. But don't give much reason why the ability to time travel is not abused by the characters who can. Questions are raised during crucial story moments when the viewer has the lingering knowledge that a bit of time travel could really come in handy. Coupled in with the fact that the scope of a TV show can grow beyond the writer's original intentions, it is understandable why plot holes and contrivances can creep up in the script. It is because of this, and some personal bias, that I typically groan when time travel is introduced into a narrative. I think the best way to help with properly executing the time travel element in a story is actually for the writers to show their entire hand from the get-go. Every and anything related to time travel needs to be hammered down before they continue writing episodes, and new rules should not be added after the initial period. The show itself doesn't need to explain all the mechanics at the forefront, though maybe it should, but it needs to not contradict itself as the season continues. If not, the audience may run out of patience before the show runs out of time.